right, now to the auto industry, and in particular, Ford Motor Company getting a charge right now after announcing plans to build an electric F-150 assembly plant along with 3 battery factories. Ford, along with Korean battery partner SK Innovation, will invest $11.4 billion to build its first new assembly plant in decades, which would create 11,000 new jobs and provide batteries for 1 million EVs a year. Now this, as the Wall Street Journal reports, the great car chip shortage will have lasting consequences. That's been going on for some time. The Journal saying the biggest automakers may be making their own chips one day. That would be interesting. Ford Motor Company Chief Executive Officer James Farley joins us now. Great to see you, James. Let's begin with the big announcement. You have the $11 billion plus investment. You have 3 battery factories, and you have the big F-150 assembly plant. 2 of those in Tennessee, 2 in Kentucky, but none in Michigan. Why is that?
Well, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. We've already made the investment in Michigan. We announced a $500 million investment just recently, added 500 jobs for our F-150 Lightning to expand the capacity. We're spending $7.7 billion in Michigan already. This is beyond that, and certainly a huge announcement, but we've invested and will continue to invest in Michigan, and this is incremental above and beyond that.
You know, you've said many times, or the company has, that Ford committing $30 billion on electric vehicles through 2025. But it comes at a time, you know, while big gas-powered trucks and SUVs continue to drive your profits. I know that everyone says electric vehicles are the future, but I see an awful lot of those big gas guzzlers on the interstate right now, and it doesn't feel like they're going away anytime soon. How would you respond?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't characterize our vehicles as gas guzzlers. We have hybrid pickup trucks. We have a Maverick below $20,000 with a 40 miles per gallon that we're launching right now. So, but certainly, we're out in the market today with electric vehicles. Our Mustang Mach-E is completely sold out in North America. We're completely sold out, 150,000 orders, and we haven't even made one F-150 Lightning. So I'm voting with our customers. Our customers are saying, please build more electric vehicles from Ford.
But you know what? Electric vehicles, I hate to sound like the skeptic, but I'm just going off the numbers. Electric vehicles still only represent about 3% of overall sales. There has to be a tipping point when people make that conversion, Jim, but it seems like it's a long way down the road. What am I getting wrong?
Well, first of all, I'd like you to look at Europe. You know, the December, a year and a half ago, December, 2%, just like the U.S. today. 2% of the European market was all electric vehicles. A year later, 12% of the market. So these technology shifts, they don't happen linearly. They happen quickly. And if you're not ready, you're going to miss. We're seeing electric customers make their brand preferences. It may be only 2% of the industry, but they are making their brand preferences. We do not want to be out of the market when people are making new choices about brands and product preferences as this market is starting. And whether it's in China or Europe, we see this market, it can move very, very quickly in 12 months. All it takes is the governments to put their foot on the scale of the customer economics, and things change quickly. Netherlands, Germany, these are all over 30% electric now, all electric in terms of new car sales.
But is the infrastructure in a country like the U.S., which is so vast, especially in the western United States, is there a, you know, how long is it going to take to get a network of charging stations in place where people feel comfortable that wherever they go, they can always top up their battery?
Well, you know, we're in the first inning of this. Sorry to use a baseball analogy, but we're in the first inning. You know, when we get to 40 or 50% penetration, yes, the infrastructure will be absolutely key. You can see that places like Norway that have been 50% electric for almost 10 years now. Infrastructure, they've built it out. But we're in the first inning here. You know, when it's 10% of the new car industry, and typically, you know, the new car sales are about 10% of the overall population. Most people charge at home. Most Americans have 2 to 3 cars in their household. In this first inning, most people are perfectly happy charging at home for retail customers. The things we have to work out even now is depot charging for commercial customers. We see a lot of interest. We're 50% of the commercial market in the U.S. We see that moving to electric really quickly. And those customers are going to need, they're starting from scratch. There's no charging for commercial depot charging. So I think we do have a lot of work to do. I'm very comfortable that as people want this technology, we'll build out the infrastructure. It's not ideal right now, but we don't see it as an issue for adoption. That's why we're sold out of these vehicles.
Very good. All right, you're persuading me. Jim Farley, Ford CEO. Jim, thank you so much for joining us. And again, congratulations on your expansion into Kentucky and Tennessee. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much.